like hitting star one, just so you know.
Oh, it is?
I found that out the hard way.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our information session about Oregon State's new Master of Public Policy program that's delivered online through Oregon State eCampus. First thing I want to draw to your attention is that we do have the text captioning link at the bottom of the screen. You'll see it on the next couple of slides. So please, if you need that, just jot that down and log into that. And also, to let you know that our webinar today is being recorded, and you'll receive it via email within the next 48 hours. So a little bit about who you'll be hearing from today. I'm Debbie Hamer. I'm a marketing manager here at Oregon State eCampus, and I will be the moderator today.
And I'm Amy Thies with Oregon State eCampus. I work with Enrollment Services.
I'm Scott Akins. I'm an associate professor in the School of Public Policy and the director of the online Masters of Public Policy.
Okay, quick overview of our agenda today. We'll give you just a quick overview of Oregon State University in case you aren't familiar with that. And then we'll jump right into the program, the Master of Public Policy program, the application process, and then you'll have plenty of time for a Q&A. So please, as we're going through this, if you think of any questions that you have, please jot them down in the questions tab over on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. So Oregon State University is a leading public research institution, and we're actually one of only 2 institutions in the nation to hold the Seed, Fund, Space, and Land Grant. We're a regionally accredited institution, and our main campus is here in Corvallis, Oregon, but we have a couple of other campuses as well. We have one campus in Bend, which is Central Oregon, and Newport on the coast, which you may have heard of. And of course, we have some programs online through eCampus. We do currently have over 30,000 students in all of our campuses. And eCampus is what we're talking about today actually delivers Oregon State University education online. So it allows people all over the world to access our education. eCampus has been recognized by many groups, including U.S. News, as one of the nation's leading providers of online education. In fact, our programs have been ranked in the top 25 times since 2014. eCampus is constantly growing. We're adding new courses and degree programs online every term. And one of the things that I think is really great about eCampus is that our online students are OSU students. The courses we deliver are developed and taught by Oregon State faculty and staff. Our online courses use the same academic calendar as our on-campus courses, which for us means that we're on a quarter system here. So we have 4 different terms every year. Every term has 10 weeks of instruction, and then there's 1 week for finals. So it does allow people to take courses a little bit at a more quicker rate than they would at a semester system. If you're curious to know more about what it's like to learn online at Oregon State University, I encourage you to go ahead and check out that course demo at the end of this webinar. We've got a great course demonstration that shows off some of the things our course development team has created for our on-campus program specifically. But today we're here to talk about Oregon State's Master in Public Policy offered through the College of Liberal Arts. So Scott, I'm hoping that you can share a little bit about the college before we jump into some program details.
So we are, as Amy indicated, we're in the College of Liberal Arts. This is Brent. You can see here Brent Steele. He is the director of our on-campus Masters of Public Policy program, which has been in existence for about 15 years now. The intent of this degree, as Brent is indicating here, is, as well as our new online Masters of Public Policy, is to train students to become competent researchers who can apply these skills in one of several policy domains, thereby creating better research-informed policy. The way that we intend to do this is demonstrated by this figure. We accomplish this goal of training better research-informed policymakers via research. We train our students extensively in both quantitative and qualitative research methods. That's part of our core curriculum. Analysis, we require a policy capstone, which is basically a thesis or a capstone essay that presents original data and analysis of policy-relevant research topic. Diversity, we are an extremely diverse program, both in terms of the content areas that we address, the community partners that we work with, and then also in terms of the students that we matriculate. For example, nearly half of our MPP student body has been represented by international students, with our graduates representing more than 24 different countries. In terms of topical area, we also work with stakeholders from various backgrounds and address policy fields that are relevant to a variety of different populations and stakeholders. So in this, we follow OSU's mission statement, which supports an education and diversity because it enhances education and provides tools to be culturally respectful, professionally competent, and civically responsible. Lastly, in terms of leadership, we design policy solutions and options for community policy programs in all sorts of different areas. We do this via several avenues in terms of the actual curriculum and function of our program. One is through our required applied research methods practicum, which students would take. And this centers the work of the class on collaborating with a community partner to solve a practical policy problem. We do this every year. There's a variety of these available online. If you just search on MPP and research practicum, applied research methods, you can find some of these. We also do this via the Oregon Policy Analysis Laboratory, or OPAL, which is housed in the MPP program and employs many of our graduate students. And again, what we do is we partner a team of students. The size depends on the project at hand. We partner these team of students with a community partner to seek solutions to solving a community-relevant policy problem. This is one of our recent graduates, Jessica Ian Ventura. She is one of the many that we have placed in policy-relevant positions. We're proud of the fact that we have been able to place our graduates at exceptionally high rates in policy and relevant research positions. Our most recent survey of alumni, this was in 2015, found that more than 98% of our graduates that responded had been placed in meaningful careers in government and the nonprofit sectors, as well as other relevant positions. This included positions such as policy analysts, data analysts, economic analysts, program managers, and outreach specialists. The remainder had gone on to PhD programs. The stories and some of the specifics of these positions can be found on our MPP page under Student Success, or if you want, you can just go to the OSU homepage, main page, and then just under search, punch in MPP and Student Success, and this will come up. So in this we are accredited by NASPA. And this is an important thing in terms of maintaining the rigor of the program. This is maintained nationally. The program that we are proposing, developing, and teaching will all be offered by our faculty, our regular OSU faculty, which we see as a strength of the program. We think it's very, very important that we don't offload the teaching of this program onto adjuncts, just in terms of maintaining the rigor of the program. We incorporate real-time research, and it is highly interdisciplinary. That's just a function of the Masters of Public Policy. We get students that come in with all sorts of different backgrounds, from art and people that have been working in nonprofit, people that have been working in all sorts of different fields in the business sector and government. They may have backgrounds in all sorts of different fields. And in terms of the faculty that are on our core graduate faculty, in addition to the economics department, the sociology department, of which I'm a member, and then also the political science department, we draw on faculty from across the university that have expertise in the relevant policy areas. This is maybe where I can answer some questions that people might have. In terms of the curriculum, we have 62 core credits, 62, required credits. 36 of these come in the core. If you go online, you can, again, punch in MPP and required core courses, and you can see those courses. Basically, they're training people in terms of methods, policy analysis, and some of the different types of research and theory that is done in the area of policy studies. We have an optional internship. It is optional because it is required of our traditional on-campus MPP, as most of these students don't have a lot of professional background, although this degree in particular, we are targeting people that do have some professional background. This is not to say that there are no people that would not qualify if they've not, if they haven't been out for a while and are in some type of professional field, but that's where we see this as meeting a particular demand suggested by our research on the topic. So people that do have sufficient professional experience can qualify for a waiver of the internship, and we would make those decisions on a case-by-case basis based on the applicant's admission packet. Lastly, we have an applied policy capstone, which is basically a senior thesis, a master's thesis or a capstone essay on a policy relevant topic. The other area that's interesting we see as a strength of our concentration of our program is the concentration options that we provide. This provides a variety of different topical concentration areas. The ones that we focus on here are energy policy, environmental policy, rural policy, social policy. Those are all, substantively concentrated concentration options where students typically take one required course and then take a variety of other optional courses that they achieve or that they settle on in consultation with their major advisor. This therefore allows them to tailor their research interests, their professional interests to the degree that they're receiving. So we're pretty flexible about that concentration area. There's many other types of certificates that students can also draw on if they so choose. For example, GIS or Geographic Information Systems, Forests and Climate Change, Fisheries Management, Public Health. These are offered via different departments, affiliated departments in the university. The specific requirements of each certificate is going to vary, and so the student, if they decided that this would be an attractive option for them, they would need to determine the specific credits of the individual program, but they generally float around 16. GIS, for example, studying Geographic Information Systems, there's 2 required courses, 4 credits each, so that's a total of 8 with another 11 that can be selected from a variety of different types of GIS relevant courses. That, in this case, would substitute or would be their concentration, and obviously it would be for someone that would add a career or professional interest in the area of GIS. Okay, so the admissions process, mostly this is just via the graduate school and the graduate student standard process of application. In terms of required documents, we're requiring 5 years of professional experience or a master's degree or GRE score. So in this case, what we're requiring is the GRE scores are optional, but if a student has 5 years of professional experience that is relevant or a master's degree, these can substitute for the GRE scores, which again is targeted more towards our specific degree. We also require a statement of goals, a resume, 3 letters of recommendation from people that are able to speak to the candidate's ability to succeed in graduate school. And for international students, we have standard TOEFL scores.
Thank you, Scott. This is Amy again. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the tuition rate for our online courses. The MPP courses are delivered at a rate of $521 per credit. On average, a course within this program is going to be about 4 credits. So we're looking at $2,084 per course. And I want to just make sure that everybody's clear that that doesn't include any incidental fees, such as supplemental materials, textbooks, or any fees that would be accrued for obtaining a proctor for exams, which some of our courses have proctored exams and some of them do not. So it's likely that you'll have at least 1 proctored exam during your time here. And remember that we're in a quarter system, so there's up to 4 terms every year depending on how many classes we'll take each term. That's going to be the major factor in what your tuition is going to look like for an academic year. We do have, again, a link on this webinar that will give you access to all of the tuition information for eCampus, including a tuition calculator, so you can plug some numbers in and see how that's going to look for yourself. And we also do accept federal financial aid. So if you're interested in looking into federal financial aid, if you want to find out whether or not you are eligible to receive aid, or if you want to apply, you can go ahead and go to studentaid.ed.gov and check that out, and then you'll work with our financial aid office here at Oregon State. The contact information is on this screen, and our grad school to make sure we've got everything that you need. So that wraps up the information session of our webinar. We are here for a few more minutes. If anybody has any questions, we definitely encourage you to enter them into the system. It looks like we have one or two coming in already. I just want to say before we start looking at those questions that if you type something in that seems that it may be a little bit contextual to your situation, we will email you with a response.
Yeah, there is a question about the transfer credits, which does come up very frequently. If we accept transfer credits from another accredited program.
We do. We accept up to 15 credits from an accredited program.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other things that come up, Scott, that you want to make sure students know?
Why don't I answer this question first? What is the role of an academic committee in the MPP? So the role of an academic committee in the MPP is to basically shepherd you through the program. You work primarily with an advisor, a primary advisor. That's generally somebody that's going to be in your substantive area. So for example, I am a criminologist and I work in the area of law and crime policy. So I handle a lot of students that are focused on the area of crime, you know, sometimes drug use, sometimes other types of social issues that are relevant to a crime. So I would oftentimes be selected as an advisor in that area. You will also have two other people that are on your committee, and these are to assist you in completing your work, to help you with the program. Oftentimes with regard to the thesis project or the MPP capstone, you might be doing something methodologically, whether qualitative or quantitative, that would require a method specialist or somebody that can help you dealing with those types of problems. So, excuse me, those types of challenges or issues. So oftentimes what people do is they'll select a major professor that they have a good connection with, that is in their substantive area, and then they will select oftentimes somebody that is maybe a method specialist, and then someone else generally that they work well with.
Yeah, I think so. There are a couple of questions now about how are they structured, what days and times are they
convened.
Yeah.
So the courses are going to be offered asynchronously via the eCampus model. So these things are going to be, the courses are going to be designed for maximum flexibility of people that have working schedules that, again, many of the people we're going to be looking at as really strong candidates will be people that are holding professional positions and looking to advance in them, in nonprofit, in government, et cetera. So the classes are available not on any type of fixed time. There's fixed requirements, and we may have certain things, certain, you know, projects or something like that that will require, you know, a one-off fixed time meeting. But the courses themselves will be designed to be asynchronous.
I'm just going to add a little bit to that because there's another question that's asking a little bit more about the structure of the deadlines within the quarter. And I think that Scott answered that really well. I'm just going to add that the courses are asynchronous. There is a definite start time. There is a definite end time. And then within each class, your faculty member may set up deadlines for you to have different quizzes or assignments due. However, it's not a situation generally where they'll say, it's 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday, you have a pop quiz due by 10. They're going to make sure that you have time to get online and answer any questions that you may need to.
I can actually speak to that because I teach a variety of different classes online already. One of the things that we typically do, which is best practice in this, is that we'll offer sort of a time window. Now, obviously, the deadlines, to the extent that they are set up, it's going to be like a regular course where you have deadlines, but there'll be a window, oftentimes multiple days, where the individual is able to complete something, if it's a quiz or an exam or something like that, so they can work around their other responsibilities. For something like a major paper, obviously it may be due by a particular time, so there's not necessarily going to be a date window assigned there. But there will be, much advance notice. And the classes are designed ahead of time to be very clear and laid out with very clear expectations at the beginning. There's not a lot of there's no surprises is what I should say. That you should not be experiencing a lot of surprises in terms of content or deadlines as you move through the course, enabling professionals to plan accordingly and accomplish the goals of the course in a way that suits their schedule.
While we're talking about dates, do you want to talk about the structure for deadlines to apply?
Deadlines to apply, so we do accept students on an ongoing basis, and you can enter in any quarter, be it fall, winter, or spring. We have students that actually are on our on-campus MPP that follow this kind of pattern as well. Typically, most students are going to enter in fall. The courses are going to be set up sequentially. You need to take the core courses, which again you can see if you search online MPP core courses, core curriculum. You will start off by taking SOCH 521, which is research design, which incidentally I actually teach that class, and then a number of other types of basic policy classes, such as public policy theory and public administration. We will require those courses to be taken in a sequential order. There is some flexibility in it, but as far as content, you need to take those things. They build on one another towards the accumulation of degree. People can start in any quarter, however, because we're able to allow them to complete some of their optional requirements if they would be a non-traditional entry, say if they entered in spring or something like that. Again, you would work that out with your major advisor to make sure you were taking the credits that would be most beneficial to you at that particular time in your graduate career.
Okay. And a question about resources may be available in Bend for their research project.
Yes, the OSU Cascades, I actually live part-time in Bend as well, Maria. We do have some connections with the Bend campus, and as the OSU Cascades grows, et cetera, we certainly will have probably increasing connection with them on this. Right now, the graduate faculty on the MPP, with the exception of a couple of us, are in the Corvallis area or the Portland area. There are a couple of us that are in the Bend area. The research projects that we have, for example, via OPAL or via the Applied Research Methods course, sometimes those things are on the coast. Sometimes those things are in Southern Oregon. They can be all over the state. It just depends on the particular stakeholder that is applying for involvement in seeking policy help from our program. So it's basically on a case-by-case basis, and there's no reason to think that it wouldn't have any connection to in the future.
Okay, and what about, can you talk about the differences between a Master of Public Policy and an Executive Master of Public Policy?
The online Masters of Public Policy is designed to be very similar to the Masters of Public Policy or identical to it. We expect that the candidates are going to be somewhat different, but because of our market research on this, we found that a lot of people that are seeking a graduate degree in public policy but are place-bound, either due to family circumstances or oftentimes due to professional circumstances. That is really the types of candidates that we are primarily focusing with this degree, although not exclusively. Some more traditional students that are place-bound due to family constraints or something like that might also be totally appropriate for this degree. We do expect that when you hear the language executive Masters of Public Policy, sometimes you interchangeably with the online, because we, to some degree, are targeting, executives or people that are in some type of professional role.
Okay. If there aren't any other questions, we'll wrap this up. Like we said, you'll be receiving this in your email within the next couple of days, and it has the links contact information and links to all the resources that we talked about. So thank you all very much and have a great